Hey there, good morning. It's Tuesday morning as I film this, 6:30 in the morning, getting ready to tackle the day. But before I do so, I definitely wanted to share this video with you guys. And I know, let's go ahead and address the elephant in the room right now. Joe, what is going on with that audio? And what is that black thing right in front of your face? Ironically enough, that's kind of synonymous with what we're getting ready to talk about here today, involving, yet again, Megan Hall. And you know, big centrilocal black things right in front of her face. Oh, I probably nailed that, but this is not a penis. And in fact, you know what this is. This is, in fact, that Shure SM7B. That's right. I'm no longer using the Rode NT1s, and we're giving this a go. So hopefully it's going to sound good. Yeah, I'm really hoping that whole Megan Hall black centrilocal joke landed. It is, ironically enough, very similar to what we're getting ready to talk about here today. Now, I've read some comments such as, Joe, you're simping filming these videos. No, I'm not. I'm absolutely doing the polar opposite, which is clout chasing. You give the people what they want. I could film videos about my personal self and life, and nobody cares about that. They care about what's hot. And what's hot, at least in terms of the media, is most certainly Mrs. Yes, that's right, still Mrs. Megan Hall. So here we are yet again. How many of these videos are we going to make? I don't necessarily know. I think to myself, is this the last one? I highly doubt it. I'm sure there's still a little bit left of this 15 minutes of fame involving this young lady. Just when you think it can't get any crazier. Folks, I've run across yet another news story involving this infamous, possibly soon to be stripper, Megan Hall. This is actually coming from the New York Post, and it's a headline that reads, Tennessee sex cop. Wow, that's what she's being referred to as. Is this Benson or Stabler? Tennessee sex cop admits she got stupid with randy male officers amid divorce. Of course, when I read this headline, I was thinking to myself, holy shit, is Jedediah finally putting his foot down saying, you know what, enough is enough, Megan. You did some really stupid things. Stupid stuff, as this story would say. She got stupid. With those randy males. What does that even mean, randy males? And we're getting a divorce. That's what I was thinking when I read this headline. Spoiler, that's not what's really going on with this story. But what is more important is the fact that this story seems to point out the fact that Megan Hall must have that snapper. And I'm not talking about a bass or a trout. I'm talking about that mouth, as this story is going to illustrate. So real quick, what this story is actually about, this news company, the New York Post, they actually obtained an interview from Internal Affairs held between them and Megan Hall, where she basically tells all, and the story that she tells involves quite a bit, one Sergeant Lewis Powell, who we've mentioned here a time or two. And folks, when you hear just how good that mouthpiece must have been for Mr. Sergeant Lewis Powell, I think you're going to be quite shocked. The Tennessee cop fired for having sex with multiple officers while on duty told investigators that she cracked. She wasn't on crack, she cracked. While going through a difficult divorce. What? Leading to affairs with randy male colleagues who would stick their dicks in anything, quote unquote. When confronted by an internal investigator, 26-year-old Megan Hall came clean about the sordid affairs and explained how things spiraled out of control, according to a transcript. Me and my husband were kind of on the verge of a divorce, and I just cracked. And then it just kind of got out of hand, she said. I got stupid. Desperate. I guess, and the guys are guys, and they'll stick their dicks in anything. Megan, I have to disagree with that statement right there. See, I am a guy and a happily married one as well, so that probably plays heavily into this, but I think back to even, well, you know what? You're absolutely right. Hall sat down with the department's head of human resources for 3 sit-down interviews. In one part of a 61-page transcript, hear me out now, Megan, obtain this transcript for yourself. You can get it. It's probably part of your motion of discovery, your evidence, in your case, if there was a case, that would be criminal. But you certainly could get this. Get this 61-page transcript. Turn this shit into a manuscript. Sell that shit like Harry Styles did, selling out the entire royal family for monetary gain. Man, fuck Harry, just to be honest. In a 61-page transcript, one part of that, Megan admitted to performing oral sex on Sergeant Lewis Powell, this fella right here. We've talked about him many times here with the few videos that we've done about this story. She said she did this inside a police substation. She also said their affair involved a lot of sex, quote unquote, and was sparked by troubles in her marriage. The affair with Powell allegedly became toxic once Hall tried to break it off. Just like he was kind of doing, breaking you off. A piece of that Kit Kat bar, I mean. Yeah, Megan Hall tried to break it off. Hey, stick man, I mean, it's been real. It's been fun, it's been real, but it's over. What you mean, Megan? What you mean? Oh my God, can you imagine getting dumped by Megan Hall? Hall tried to break things off. She said he threatened, we're talking about Sergeant Lewis Powell here, he threatened to kill himself. Oh my God, did you really, stick man? By drinking an entire bottle of Jack Daniel's whiskey and then getting into a car wreck. It reminds me of that song by Eminem called Stan. And that's my girlfriend screaming from the trunk. I can't remember how that part goes. If you guys remember those specific lyrics about driving the car over the bridge, please comment them down below. I would love to be able to spit that for you right now, but I don't remember them. Yo, this chick must have for real had the Quaker throats. This chick must have for real been the head monster, orchestrating and offering up that snapper. That shit must have been bussin' for real. No cap. God, I hate the language of this world these days. Yeah, man. Hey, she put it on, stick man. She put a spell on him. He was under her spell. She had him wrapped around her little pinky finger. And when she tried to break it off, he just couldn't accept that. Talking about he gonna drink a whole bottle of Jack Daniel whiskey and then get in a car wreck, Megan. You know what you doing to me? I wanted to put the phone up to my ear and pretend like they were having a phone call, and then I thought about the prison phone, which I've actually secured to the prison bars back there, so it's not as easy for me to grab that and bring it over here. Yeah, man. Hey, Sergeant Lewis Powell, man, he was going through it. Now, mind you, this dude was married as well, and I hate, to even try to paint an elaborate picture with all of this. But could you imagine him going home to his wife after learning that Megan Hall no longer wanted to perform nefarious activities on him inside of a police substation? What the fuck you looking at? Talking about his wife. Shit could have got heated. Honey, why aren't you eating your SpaghettiOs? Because I'm upset. Oh, God. Oh, you wouldn't understand. I'm too sick to eat. Him telling his wife. Megan Hall claimed that Sergeant Lewis Powell said, it's because of you, and you did this to me, and you hurt me. Hall claimed Powell said to her. The two finally ended their affair after she told Powell she was sexually involved with someone else. Gosh almighty, stick man, boy, you got bounced. Boy, you got let go like a Google employee. Boy, you got fired like you was working at Twitter. And old Muskie boy came into town. Yeah, man, she let you go. Stick man, you wasn't enough. You might have had that little baby on, but dog, she was looking for more. And you want it, Sergeant. During the interview, she also confessed to having sex with fellow officer Larry Holliday and a threesome with fellow officer Patrick Magliacco and his wife. I knew Magliacco with that shit-eating grin was getting a piece of the action as well. Knew he was. This is a small-town little police department. I have, in fact, also seen that video on TikTok of that young guy going to the police department looking for Megan Hall. That shit is fire. That's pretty cool. Nudes were also reportedly exchanged between Hall and multiple officers. Man, hey, this story just gets so much deeper. I mean, it really does. Hall says she performed oral sex on Powell on police property. Hall detailed how she tried to coax her own husband into a wife swap. My God! A&E, where were you at? Bravo! E! All those channels that do these stuff. MTV, VH1, where would y'all drop the ball? Wasn't Wife Swap actually a real TV show? Could you imagine this TV show? Megan, you're going to end up with a show. Bobblehead, Wife Swap. She tried to coax her own husband into a wife swap with Magliacco and his wife, but that plan failed, she said. When Mags, I guess that's Magliacco's nickname. Hey, Mags. The fuck you think you're in, Top Gun? When Mags was like right by us, and then on the couch, Mags was like, hey, yo, if y'all start making out, maybe Jed will get into this. My husband, into the idea. Hall recounted, according to the transcript, and when we started making out, Jed was like, no. Fuck no. Absolutely not. I've heard that Jedediah is the son of a preacher. He's the son of a preacher, man. Isn't that a song? Jed wasn't going for this shit, man. Jed was a fucking Mormon. Hey, Jed was like, hey, yo, till death do us part, through sickness and in health. Through threesomes and menage-a-trois. And orgies. We're going to ride this thing out. We're going to get through this. We are going to weather this storm, this bukkake storm that you have gotten us into, Megan. We're going to get through this. Hall also recalled how she tried to hook her husband into another sexual romp with another couple, Sergeant Ty McGowan, the fired sergeant, and his wife. Ty wanted to try to get Jed to have a thing with all of us. What? Ty wanted to try to get Jed to have a thing with what? Are we talking about sword fighting here? Ty, what type of time was you on, stick? We played strip Uno. I've never heard of that. Boy, you hit him with that reverse and that draw four. I don't even know, what does that lead to? DP? We played strip Uno, and then V, McGowan's wife, went out onto the patio with Jed. Me and Ty kissed for a little bit, and that was it, she said. That's what she said. I've been looking for a time to use that, and that kind of fit right there. Detective Seneca Shields was also dismissed in connection with the investigation. Hall said McGowan had a foot fetish after the investigators asked about feet photos she sent McGowan. Do you have a foot fetish? Do you send pictures of your feet to people? Patton, the head of Human Resources, asked. I don't, Hall replied. Ty does, having the foot fetish. But McGowan told Patton of Hall she's got a foot fetish. As you can see, she took all of this. I didn't even say anything. Damn, man. Why y'all throwing Megan under the bang bus? That shit ain't right. Just admit you was wrong. You got caught. Shit got hot, even on the police force. Vivid. Y'all missed your calling too. This was right here for you. In real life, IRL. Hall was one of 5 officers terminated connected to the sex scandal. Sergeant Powell, Officer Juan Lugo, Sergeant McGowan, and Detective Seneca Shields were all dismissed following an internal probe. Megan sure dealt with a lot of those internal probes, didn't she? And I'm not just talking about the internal affairs guy, neither. 2 other officers allegedly involved in the shocking situation, Magliacco and Holliday, kept their jobs but were suspended. How did they keep their jobs? I mean, Magliacco having the threesome and all. Maybe because it didn't take place on police property. Maybe because, I don't know. Despite the revelations of multiple affairs, They mention Revelations, Jedediah, the son of a preacher man, a Mormon. Is this in the Bible? And I don't mean to make biblical jokes here, but they do mention Revelations. Despite the revelations of multiple affairs, and in the end, fire, a hellstorm, your wife will partake in multiple orgies. Oh, probably not landing the way that I'm hoping it will. Hall said she and her husband were attempting to stay together and planned on going to couples therapy. Man, good for y'all, man. Good for y'all for trying to work it out, and especially to Jedediah, who stayed true. Jedediah was true to the game. Jedediah kept his mouth shut when Megan was out there running amok on the street. She wasn't coming home when them street lights came on. In fact, it was at that time when things were just starting to heat up for her. Jedediah was trying to work it out. It wasn't easy. Hall explained about coming clean to her husband, but I'm glad I told him. End quote. Yeah, man. Hey, if we can take anything away from this story, Sergeant Powell probably going home beating the shit out of his wife after he learned that Megan Hall was moving on to somebody else. But folks, hey, that's all the time that I got. I actually got to go make a bottle for my son. My wife is texting me right now. The day has begun. And I just wanted to kick things off and start this, sharing this story with all of you. I hope it was one y'all enjoyed. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about all of this and what other type of stuff you think is going to come of this whole Megan Hall situation. Will she partake in stripping, OnlyFans, or possibly just go straight for the hub? Y'all let me know. Hey, look, that's it. I hope this was a video you enjoyed, and if it was so, please leave a like and a comment letting me know exactly what you thought about all of this. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted, and make the most of every day.